Okay, as you can see, the title of this video is my issues with Black Ops 3.
Team deathmatch.
What I think is wrong with this game is that there are systems laid over top of a foundation that can't support it. In a sentence, that describes what I think is wrong. Now, what do I mean by that? By systems, you can look at things like movement, gunplay, abilities, perk system, things like that. Things that are laid over top of the base game, the foundation. Now, what do I mean by the foundation? Let's go back. Let's go back to Call of Duty 4. And let's imagine that, even though it's not true necessarily, Call of Duty 4, for the Call of Duty franchise as we see it now, is a very modern, futuristic franchise, can be seen as a launch pad for that, for the popularity. I know the game didn't pick up into mainstream success until Modern Warfare 2, but Call of Duty 4 was the foundation of which each other game has been based off and built upon, for better or worse. If you look at that Call of Duty 4 foundation, you can see it in each of the games. It's just layered over top with crap, more crap and more crap. Modern Warfare 2, it was the kill streaks. Kill streaks with gratuitous. It's just too much. The nukes, the AC-130s, it's ridiculous. Black Ops attempted to fix that by making them easier to get rid of, but at some point we all seen what happened to Modern Warfare 2, how it just got left to get destroyed by hackers, etc. So, what systems do I think have been laid over top of this foundation? The first, movement. Now, if you look at the movement, it's not exact, but you don't have to think too much to see where that's come from, to see that that's come from Titanfall, that someone at, whoever heads the Call of Duty franchise, Treyarch or whatever. And now, I think some of these decisions are made by people that are more on the business side of the gaming industry instead of the actual designers, but I'm sure there's people on both sides that are going towards this. That they've seen Titanfall, they've seen that Titanfall is popular, generated so much hype, mainstream success, and they've seen that that worked. And then what they've done is they've tried to take a system that worked very well in an environment and a foundation that's built to support it with Titanfall. And what do I mean by support it? In Titanfall, you have fantastic movement that's smooth and works very well. So that's the same in Call of Duty. The movement system and the way the boost meter works and everything, it's great, it's smooth, it works well, but the thing is, there's no fucking reason. There is no reason. The reason why it worked in Titanfall is because Titanfall has verticality. What do I mean by verticality? There's buildings and shit you can climb on top of. You can get to the top of things. You can move around. It's three-dimensional space, which I know that every Call of Duty, every video game is three-dimensional space, excluding Pong and Galaga and whatever. But what I mean by that is you can really exploit the upwards, the diagonal, all the kinds of movement. It works well. And there's reasons for you to do that. For you to get to the top, you're going to have height advantage and etc. Now, height advantage in a shooter I don't think it's such a great advantage like some people whinge about, that people just got to the very top of the map and shot down and everyone. I don't think that's such a big example. It's not that hard to press up on your stick and look up. Now, why else does it work in Titanfall? Titanfall, the other big marquee feature of that franchise was the Titans themselves. And how does that relate to the movement system? The movement system being so smooth, so quick, and moving so well throughout the environment relates to Titans because you needed to be quick and to move to be able to counter the Titans. That was the counter of the pilot to the Titan. You could move up the buildings really quickly and scale onto the Titans and shoot them in the back, etc. That's how it worked, because there was a reason to do it. Now, in Call of Duty, in contrast to that, there is no reason. You have one lane in one of the maps that you can run along the side and you can get behind the enemy. Great. But what did I find in playing the PS4 and the Xbox One beta? How it took 5 minutes for people to realize that if you just crouch in front of the exit of that lane and you can shoot people as soon as they run off the walls, because they're sitting ducks. But you can't do that. No one's going to do that if people are just going to wait and shoot them. So what's the point of the wall running? I've heard other people, I've heard Drifter and other people say that you're supposed to move to get get the advantage of the enemy.
UAV
You just
incoming.
run along the side of a wall like a dope. You're not going to be able to aim and be as prepared as the other person that's just going to stand there and AES at you and shoot you off the wall. There is no advantage. Unless you're playing someone that's awful, someone that's totally shit that can't track or path or anything, there is no reason to do it. Now, this is based off experience with 3 maps. Maybe they have other maps that are better, but from what I've seen, there is no reason to have that. And I don't think, because I've also heard a comment from the developer saying that they don't want the maps to be like Advanced Warfare where you can get on top of things and they could be more than 2 stories. And by 2 stories, I mean ground floor, level 1 on a building. You won't be able to get higher than that. So if there's only 2-story height limit on the map, what is the point of being able to run on walls and move around and jump so quickly? There is no point. You're not there. There's no point to it at all. It's just a feature that just is pointless. I think I've ranted on that one enough. So you can see that the movement doesn't work. There's no reason. It's pointless. Second, the second feature, which I think is just unnecessary and makes the game less fun, would be the specialist feature. Which, if you go back to the point about flavour of the month, where did the specialist come from? Doesn't take so much to figure out that it's come from Destiny. And I know that Destiny is not the first game to have character abilities, but it's an awful coincidence that Destiny becomes popular and its super system becomes popular, and then the next year Call of Duty comes out with the same thing. Big coincidence? I think not. Now, why do I think this is not good? Why do I think that something that adds variety to a game that people haven't been complaining about it being stale for so many years is a bad thing? I think it's a bad thing because it doesn't take a genius to figure out that the time to kill in Destiny, in Call of Duty rather, time to kill meaning how long it takes you to kill someone, is very short, very quick. If you turn and someone's aiming at you and you're not aiming at them, you're dead. You have no, it's not like Halo or even Destiny where you have a chance to turn around and shoot them back. You're dead. Now, in a game where every gun can kill you so quickly, do we really need more things that can kill you more quickly? I don't think so. I don't think that's a good idea. I think the time to kill should be a bit longer, like it is in Black Ops 2, and I think it's also an awful coincidence that people say Black Ops 2 is my favourite, when it also had the longest time to kill out of all of them, as far as I know.
Profit down.
Yeah, so basically that. And now, so I think the implementation of that system is kind of stupid. I don't think it's good. Particularly, it's the ones where you get weapons that kill you very quickly. Like, I'm not sure what I think it's Seraph, has basically the golden gun in Destiny that kills you quickly. I'm not sure how many shots it has, but it has a fair few and it kills you in one shot, and I know it's not the easiest thing to use because it doesn't have aim assist, but that's besides the point. Someone good with it is still going to be able to kill you very quickly. I think that's frustrating, I think that's stupid. I think maybe if they made it more in line with the alternative perks where you could see through walls or things like that, I think that might be a better way. Yeah, so that's my opinion of the system as a whole. Now, individually, I think some of them are just poorly designed. Like, the one that, I think it's, I'm not sure, but it's basically the copy and paste of the Titan's Fist of Havoc in Destiny. That is not a good idea. That is not skill-based. You running at someone and using your ability, taking them by surprise, it's just, there's no point. It's stupid, it's not skill-based, it's not fun. The golden gun, you come around a corner and someone's aiming with their one-shot kill weapon and kill you. That's not fun, that's stupid. Maybe something like the bow and arrow, which is a little bit more skill-based, still, I think it's stupid. That's a little bit better. I don't think you need all these big things. It just makes the game less skill-based and just like a duck hunt game. It's just, they're just not well designed and it's not made to be fair. I know you can say the same thing in Destiny, but at least there's an attempt to make things balanced and fair and for you to have a chance to get away. It's not perfect, but at least there's effort. Those are my 2 main issues with Call. And now I know that you're going to go and watch other YouTube videos and you're going to watch someone like Drifter or someone else